It's now time for business news. Coming up shortly, S&P upgrade Ghana's credit rating, cites $11 billion reserves and fiscal discipline. Also, private sector urges government to leverage 2026 budget for real economic transformation. And then the chairman of KDL Group says private sector must be seen as a partner, not a rival. These and many more stories will be coming your way shortly. Do stay with us. I am Prisbel Rosemont Labi. Thank you for staying with us, and now to the detail of these stories. Starting off, Ghana has earned a major vote of confidence on the global stage as S&P Global Ratings upgrades the country's credit rating from CCC plus C to B minus B. The announcement marks a significant turnaround almost 3 years after Ghana defaulted on its international debt. According to S&P, the upgrade reflects renewed optimism about the country's economic direction. The agency says Ghana's foreign reserves have jumped sharply, reaching nearly $11 billion as of late 2025, a huge improvement from the $6.8 billion recorded at the end of 2024. The strong buildup of reserves, S&P says, gives Ghana a stronger cushion against external shocks. Export performance has also played a big role. Higher volumes of gold and cocoa combined with favorable international prices have boosted foreign exchange inflows. This has helped the cedi appreciate by almost 30% against the US dollar this year, sending a strong signal of improved investor confidence. S&P further points to ongoing fiscal reforms by the new administration. These reforms include a legal requirement for government to maintain a primary surplus of 1.5% GDP every year and a longer-term plan to reduce public debt to 45% of GDP by 2034. The rating agency says these policy measures show stronger commitment to fiscal discipline and long-term stability. The upgrade is expected to bring a number of benefits to Ghana. Now moving on, Minister of Finance Dr. Kisiol Atto-Forson has held an interactive section with traders at the Takoradi Market Circle as part of ongoing stakeholder engagement ahead of his presentation of the 2026 budget. Dr. Forson described the encounter as the most inspiring moment of his working visit to the Western region, noting that the traders' feedback reflected a gradual improvement in economic conditions. He said it was clear that the efforts to stabilize the economy are beginning to bear fruit. Many spoke of easing prices, renewed confidence, and a growing sense that tide is finally turning in their favor. The minister's outrage is part of a broader effort to gather direct insight from market actors whose daily experiences shape national inflation trends, pricing behavior, and consumer confidence. Dr. Forson is scheduled to present the 2026 budget statement and economic policy to Parliament on Thursday, November 13, 2025, where he is expected to outline policy priorities aimed at sustaining economic gains and accelerating inclusive growth. Still talking about the 2026 budget, as the Minister of Finance prepares to present the 2026 budget, the private sector is calling on government to shift focus from macroeconomic stability to policies that drive real productivity and growth. According to the KPMG UNDP 2026 pre-budget survey, businesses want affordable creating, stable energy supply, simplified taxes, stronger SME support, and incentives from green growth. High lending rates and limited long-term financing continue to restrict business expansion. The private sector is urging government to expand concessional loans, strengthen credit guarantees, and accelerate the establishment of the Women's Development Bank and a domestic credit rating agency. Energy reliability remains another major concern. Businesses want more investment in renewable energy, stable tariff policies, and improved transport and digital infrastructure to support competitiveness. On taxation, firms are pushing for the removal of outdated levies like the COVID-19 tax, clearer timelines, and incentives for manufacturing and green industries. They also stress the need for stronger SME development, technical training, and policies that prioritize made in Ghana product. The 2026 budget must prioritize real sector growth, innovation, and job creation to sustain investor confidence and accelerate economic recovery. Now, away from the 2026 budget, Minister of Government Communications Felix Kwachiofosu has announced that President John Dramani Mahama will officially launch the Nkoko Nketenkete program on Wednesday, November 12, 2025 in Kumasi. Although full details of the initiatives are yet to be disclosed, the program is expected to advance community development and youth empowerment efforts, aligning with the government's broader social intervention agenda. The week's activities will conclude on Thursday, November 13, 2025, when the Minister of Finance presents the 2026 budget statement to Parliament. The budget is anticipated to feature bold policy proposals aimed at stimulating economic growth, creating jobs, enhancing social welfare, and reinforcing fiscal discipline. Mr. Ofosu described the upcoming week as very important, noting that the event underscored government's commitment to development, transparency, and continued engagement with the public. And now to our last story for the bulletin, the executive chairman of KGL Group, Alex Dade, is urging a major shift in how Ghana views the private sector, calling for it to be recognized as a strategic partner in development rather than a competitor to government. Delivering the 2025 University of Ghana Alumni Lecture at the Great Hall, Mr. Dade stressed the need for stronger collaboration built on trust and shared national goals. He argued that while government sets policy direction, it is the private sector that generates wealth through innovation, investment, and resilience. He said the time has come for Ghana to move beyond seeing the private sector as a rival and instead recognize it as a vital ally in national development. Mr. Dade emphasized that public-private partnerships are essential for sustainable progress, effective service delivery, and unlocking Ghana's full economic potential. And this is where we draw the curtains on business news. But before I go, let's take a recap of our headlines. S&P has upgraded Ghana's credit rating, cited $11 billion reserves and fiscal discipline. Also, private sector has urged government to leverage 2026 budget for real economic transformation. And then the chairman of KGL Group said private sector must be seen as a partner, not a rival. These and many more stories was brought to you from our studios here at number 6 Anite Avenue, East Legon, Accra. For more news, you can log on to www.zmultimedia.com, or you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and X at ZFMGH, and on TikTok and YouTube at Z Multimedia. I am Praise Bell Rosemont Labi. Up next is Sports Flash. To stay with us and enjoy the rest of our programs.